What is up, guys? I'm back here again with another one. In this video, I share my everyday approach to analysis on the live charts with one of my students. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Please note, any information herein is not intended, nor does it constitute financial, tax, legal, investment, or any other advice. And so what that means is that your trades almost have to be more of momentum based. Okay. What do I mean by momentum based? Usually when we approach the market, we do what we call a top-down analysis, just so that we can get an idea of the direction that the market is likely to move in.
Market is going. Okay.
All right. So we want to
Likely to move or it's moving.
exactly, yeah. So is moving and obviously to better speculate where it's likely heading to. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So that's the essence behind the whole top-down analysis. So we'll obviously start always on the highest time frame possible. So I'll give you an example right now. We're on the monthly time frame, right? And what you'll notice
Yeah.
is this month we have been buying severely on the step 500, right? And we're also buying from these lows.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, if we're going to look for a trade, it's likely that it would be a buy, although you could sell, but the mere fact that we have this buying momentum on the higher time frames, if your trade is going to be long term, the probability is such that you'd want to look for buy trades. Okay. But of course, you can't make a decision from just seeing the monthly candle. This is why we need to start scaling down and trying to understand where exactly we can look for those buy moves. Okay. So now, what I do usually when I've spotted the bias,
Huh?
or should I say the direction that the market is likely to move in, I always want to mark the opposing move, okay, of that sentiment. So right now we have a buy sentiment, and when I see that, I always want to quickly then locate what I call the opposing move. So in this example, you see this would be the opposing move, okay? So this entire sell movement, right,
Yeah.
from the past is what is currently opposing this buy move, okay? So we can, to a certain extent, speculate that the buy move is going to go on for some time simply because of the fact that, we're rejecting from these lows. There's this bullish momentum. And of course, the market does move in waves. Just because we have this strong buy doesn't mean we don't get retracements or whatever. But um, essentially, this is very important just to get the feel of what's likely to happen. So now I have my opposing move and I start scaling down. Before I start scaling down, I want to bring you to an understanding of why we have that opposing move. The reason why we have that opposing move is because of market structure, right? This is a 3 month sell movement. We can both agree that the market was selling for 3 months, right? And because we're on the
Yes.
monthly time frame, all you see is three candles pushing to the downside, right? However, that's not to say as you scale down, you also spot that. As you scale down, what you're likely to come across is the market pushing down, it retraces a bit, and then it pushes down, it retraces a bit, pushes down, it retraces a bit. So as the market pushes down, it forms what we call past floors. Okay. So I'm just let me try get a straight line rather. Draw shape. Right. Okay. So this is a floor right here. Okay. A past floor. This is also a past floor. This is also a past floor. So within this sell movement, you actually have the market doing this. Okay. So the reason why we have marked this is because as we scale down, we want to be able to pinpoint these past floors because they give us such important information with regards to how we can get a buy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So,
Yeah. Sorry, just a quick question about the last floor.
okay.
The first one is clear, the second one is clear. But the third one, why is it also a floor? Is that because the red and the green candles got there and then went back up?
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes, that's one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we got here, we pushed up, and then we finally broke. That's
Ah,
what,
okay.
yeah. So
It's clear.
that's essentially, so a floor is we're pushing to the downside, we get here, we fail to break, and then we broke. That's a floor. Over here,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we're
yes.
pushing to the downside, we got here, failed to break, then we broke. That's a floor.
It
And same
broke. Okay.
here,
Okay.
right? So
Same.
now
Okay.
we have our past floors locked in. And now what you'll notice is we also have the buy wave, which is what's going on right now currently. The market is pushing to the
Yeah.
upside. So as it pushes to the upside, what happens is the market usually rejects at these past floors or struggles to continue pushing up. The reason is that as we were going down like this, the reason why we failed to break and then we finally broke is that there was more supply than demand that was needed to break this floor. So now that we're pushing up,
Mhm.
there might be a little supply left, and that's what causes those retracements as we push to the upside. Do you understand? Right. So
Mhm.
we come and we interact with this next pass floor, usually get a retracement and stuff, and then we continue to the upside. Right. That's what happens usually. Okay. Sometimes we
Yeah.
will test a pass floor and then continue, or whatever the case is. But the issue here is that we want to be able to join this. Are we together? Right? This is the move that we want to
Mhm.
be able to join so that we can eat from this. Okay. So for you to be able to sustainably join, you want to draw up a channel as best as you can of this current buy wave. And you want to look for entries when the market corresponds with the past floor and the bottom of a channel. You understand? So this is the channel that I've drawn. As I scale down, I'll be picking up what I call
Okay, so those are two conditions.
exactly,
The point of entry that we're looking for must coincide with those two conditions. One, the bottom of the channel, and with a path flow. Okay.
exactly, right? Because the problem with just joining, for instance, so I'll give you an example. Another person could press buy here, but this is likely to be an area where we're going to retrace, right? Simply because the market is
Mm.
moving in this wave, in this channel, you understand? So it's a major
Yeah.
thing really that you want for the market to have come from a bottom of a floor. If we then break after we have come from the bottom of a channel, sorry, it's fine because we're speculating that we're going to go to the top of the channel. Do you understand? It's all about using
Mhm. Yeah.
speculation. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to remove this and then let's start scaling down and practically look for those past floors. All right. So now we're on the weekly time frame and you can clearly see this is that buy wave we're talking about. And this is the opposing move. Now, as we scale down, it's in our best interest to start looking for those past floors. Okay. So I'm going to mark them as orange. Okay. So orange here, this is a past floor. Why we got here? We failed to break. All right. Also over here. All right. We got here, failed to break, and then we
Yeah.
finally broke. That's why it's a pass
Finally
flow.
broke. Yeah.
And then also another one here. Fine. Got here, failed to break, and then we finally broke. So for purposes of the weekly time frame in our opposing move, these are the past floors we can pinpoint, right? Remember, as we scale down, we
Mhm.
want to get more, right? And that will help us with this. And from the weekly right now, this is somewhat the channel we could say the market is moving in, right? I'll draw up my outer shell, my bottom, and then I also want to draw up my top like that. Okay. And now we scale down. Okay. It's important you should actually zoom out so that you see exactly what you're dealing with. Do you understand? So I'll give you an example. Right now we're on the daily time frame on the step 500, right? I've drawn up my channel like this. Okay. And I want you to notice something. Can you see we had a past flow over here, right? Can you see we went there,
Yes.
we came back down. And then we also went up and we came back down. So now the issue is some people could have, for some weird reason, you could be looking for buys in here. But you see that it's
For
not,
some weird reason indeed.
you see, what happens with
Yeah.
that type of trade now is the fact that it's risky because now the market is likely to come back, right? And come and retest this past floor where it's in line with um, the bottom of the channel. You understand? So when it comes to
Yeah.
that, there's also a demand zone there, right? An order block that you can see over here. There's a bullish engulfing candle. We also have a high that was taken out. This is a high. We formed a higher high and the market came back and it did the things. And then we started pushing to the upside, right? So now here's the thing about speculation now. If we're pushing to the upside, right? And we have a channel like this, and we don't have a pass floor nearby, we can actually speculate that we're headed way to the top of the channel, right? You understand, right?
Mhm.
So what
Yes.
that means then is I'm drawing up my channel like this nicely, is I could actually try look for buys. But what that would mean is I want to focus on how I can jump in, right? This is the current movement, and these are the past floors at play. and this is the top of the channel. So remember, I need to draw up more past floors, stuff that I can see on the daily time frame that would probably hinder my move, right? So there's another one here. Why is it a past floor? You can see on the daily we got here for one day. We tried to go up.
Yeah, like we broke. Okay,
All right,
and went back again. Okay.
exactly. So right now, I would say if I'm to look for buys, probably my targets would be there, but I need to really consider what's going on here. And it would be in my best interest, right, to actually draw up a channel of this wave as well, right? So I'll try and do that, right? The market is moving in this form of a channel. Let's start scaling down. Let's maybe go to the H8 time frame, try get as many touches as possible to make sense of market movement. That would be the bottom of my channel. And if I'm to draw up something, maybe this would be the
Mm-hmm.
top.
The top of the
Right.
channel.
Right. So can you see what's going on really is that we are really just trying to figure out how we can get in. You understand? How can we join? What must happen really? So now, in terms of what we have, remember we came from touching the bottom of the channel. We're speculating that we're going to the top. We also have this channel
Mhm.
and we have these past floors that we really need to consider. So right now, I can't just press buy because currently at a past floor. And remember what happens when we interact with the past floor. Usually there's a retracement. So
Retracement.
if I'm to look for buys on the step 500, probably something around here could work, right? Right? So if the market breaks this past floor right now significantly and wants to come back and retest in here because there's a demand zone, I would get in. But I want to talk to you about scalping, right? Right. So there you have it, guys. This is my approach to analyzing every instrument that I trade. As I always say, practice across different market conditions is key so that you become comfortable with using the same technique. If you like what you see, feel free to contact me for the list of my services. You can find my contact details in the description of this video. Until next time, ciao.